We're going streaking! Everybody's doing it! Come on, Snoop!
Oh, baby. Do you hear that?
You're going through the quad into the gymnasium! Oh, baby, this was a fun one.
Let's go!
What is, everybody? Welcome to the Winners Lounge!
Let's go!
Presented by Bet365, Never Ordinary. Hold your horses, Gail. Bet Never Ordinary. How are we doing our bets tonight, Dan?
I mean, nothing was ordinary tonight.
Yeah.
Some people would say a sweep.
A clean sweep?
A sweep,
Oh,
baby.
sweep?
We did the 3 for 3.
Oh, man.
It was a night. It was a night.
Everything went for us tonight. We're also in the Toyota Winners Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota Stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. And we've got a new shirt, baby.
Oh, yeah.
And I am telling you, this thing is a work of art. Pat Surtain today, Defensive Player of the Year. Nikola Jokic, reigning MVP. The Nathan McKinnon, what's it called? Is it Hart Trophy? Yeah, Hart Trophy winner, the MVP. This is Travis Hunter.
Heisman?
Man, are you kidding me?
Oh,
MVP
man.
MVP City, baby. And look at that beautiful thing, man. That's like a work of art right there. D-Line did his thing on this one.
Might be my favorite ever, to be honest.
That's a pretty
It's
good
up
one.
there. It's honestly up there for me. That is what
Buy
I
it.
will wear.
Buy
with
it while it's hot.
Absolute pride. You guys know what to do. We'll have a link. Is
That's
it in the
an
description?
instant buy. Instant buy.
Chat and the description. So go ahead and purchase that one for us if you don't mind. You won't regret it. I got Harrison Wynn in the building.
Man, screw the trade deadline. We don't need any trades. We're good. 5 in a row. We're streaking.
Nuggets got too many good players. They
I
got
know.
guys I never even
all
heard
the
of.
Nuggets are good, so it's like, what should we do?
They had guys I never even heard of out there dropping crazy stat lines. Superstar Dev's in the building.
Man, what a game. 5 games in a row. Things are looking well. Things are looking good. Nobody cares about trades. Nobody cares about trades.
Dude, trades? That was from earlier today.
I know.
That's old news.
It's a thing of the past.
It's a thing of the past, man. Your Denver Nuggets get the win 112-90. Is that Munder on the menu?
Munder on the menu.
We love our boy KCP.
Yeah.
Forever Nugget. But he did say that the Magic love to play defense. You know, never been on a team like that.
First team he's ever been on where everybody likes to play defense.
They're really. I don't even want to. I almost feel bad even saying anything. I love KCP. I want the Magic to go all the way to the finals.
They will never. They just won't. They have no chance of it.
They probably won't. It was good to see him, but it was even better to see our Denver Nuggets take over. Give us the fast breakdown, Wind.
All right, I got a couple notes here for you. First note, Julian Strawther starts at point guard with no Jamal Murray, and he did not play well, especially in that first half.
He got Zeke Nnaji, played him out of position.
I know, not even fault of his own.
No fault of his
But that
own.
was my first note. Disaster class from Julian.
Yeah.
Yoke scoring with ease, played Goga Batadze off the floor pretty early in the first quarter. They went to Wendell Carter, who I don't know why he doesn't start, but he came off the bench, but played most of this game. My third note, Jalen Pickett playing great.
Thank you.
Jalen
Hey, you
Pickett.
know what? I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna talk about Jalen Pickett today on
I
the
hope
show.
you
On
do.
this very show, I'm gonna talk about it.
It was 26-25 Magic, though, after one. Second quarter, Porter quarter. Michael Porter absolutely catches fire. All of a sudden, he had 19 points in the first half. Then Yoke started cooking. He went off in the first quarter and in the second quarter. He had 23 points in the first half. Nuggets outscored the Magic 34-23 in that second quarter to take a 9-point lead into the second half. Nuggets are now a third quarter team again.
We're
All
back,
the good
baby.
teams are third
This is
quarter
what we
teams.
do.
That's what the Nuggets are.
Go into halftime, you regroup a little, make a plan.
Totally.
Boom!
They come out and outscore the Magic 33-17 in the
17?
third quarter. They hold the Magic to 17 points.
17 made field goals?
17
total points.
in
Oh,
the
wow.
third quarter. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Nuggets getting stops, turning the Magic over. CB in transition.
That's what he
Some
does.
good Zeke Nnaji moments.
Yeah.
Michael Porter stays hot. Yoke just too easy inside. and then turned into a blowout in fourth quarter. Got garbage time for the Nuggets bench.
Yo, what did he have in the fourth?
0.
He didn't score in the fourth.
0 minutes, but last play of the third quarter secures the triple-double.
That's actually...
It's amazing.
That
is
This
beautiful.
guy, man.
It was 0.5 seconds on the
guy.
clock. You just need a rebound. Boop, got it.
This guy.
Then throws it.
Yoke
Screws up his
finishes
field
with
goal
28,
percentage.
10, 12, and 2 steals.
Man, what a fun night, man. What a fun night. This was an incredibly vibey win for our boys. Let's get to our Red Hawk Roofing big takeaways. Superstar Dev, I'll let you start tonight.
All right. Thanks for that. My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway in this one is, while the rest of the league was panicking, trying to do everything in their power to make their team better, to make a move just to make a move, to not stand pat, to say that we are looking to contend or get closer to contention, the Nuggets said, no, we believe in this team. This is what we want. This is what we got. We believe in our guys. And the guy to believe in right now, and something that they just seem to have found, is give Michael Porter Jr. the damn ball.
Give Mike the rock.
Let Mike cook.
Let
Mike
Mike cook. He's been insane, incredible, on fire the last few games. I'm talking 33 straight games in a row. And they've been beating teams convincingly. They have
He only
5
played 30
straight
minutes
wins.
tonight, too.
Played 30 minutes. 30 minutes, because we talk about this stat when it comes to Jokic. He had a triple-double in 3 quarters. Michael Porter Jr. had 30 points in 3 quarters. He looks incredible. It's efficient. He's knocking down the 3 ball. He's engaged the entire time. And the Nuggets, they believed in their guy, and it's hard not to with what we've been seeing. I haven't seen a Michael Porter Jr. hater in a little bit of time right now.
Thor will pop up any moment now, though. I mean, he will. He's lurking right now. He's lurking. Our buddy from Iceland. Michael Porter's the story, man. I mean, honestly, there's a handful of things we're going to talk about, but the story, you see our thumbnail right there. Kale's running it back night after night after night. We're at, Mike 3? Is that what we're at? Yeah, Mike 3? It's a trilogy? I hope this is more like Rocky, and we get like 5, 6 of these things and keep it going, man. Mike, absolutely. Harrison?
I feel like this team's got its joy back right now.
Oh, I love this take.
Offensively, they're on fire, and I always say that's where it starts with this team. You know, like the defense can come, but it starts with the offense. Like if they are in rhythm offensively, this team plays with joy. This team plays with great vibes. They share the ball. 33 assists tonight. Feels like it should have been more.
They didn't have an assist for like 7 minutes in the game.
Right. And I mean, the starting 5 has been locked in for this stretch. Jamal Murray doesn't play tonight, but like those other 4 have been, locked in. But everybody on the roster kind of fitting into a role. Zeke Nnaji, he shot 1 of 7, but I thought he played well for parts of this game. Pickett playing well. They're just getting contributions from a bunch of guys, and it feels like they're turning a new leaf. 5 in a row. They're playing with joy. They're playing energized basketball, team basketball. They're playing for each other, and it's a stark difference from the team, from a couple weeks ago when they dropped those games.
It does feel, I love this take, it does feel like the vibes have risen a little bit over this little win streak. And you know what? That's what winning does for you. It gets a little joy, but it's also what the replacements do for you.
Yeah.
Nuggets have had some injuries right now. Westbrook's out. Jamal was out tonight. Peyton Watson's been out. So it's like, all right, what do? We bring in some new guys, and they brought energy. They brought life. They brought an understanding that they're not out there to do anything crazy. They're out there to run the system and to play hard. And I agree with you. With that comes wins, and with that comes joy. Great take, man. You guys are bringing it so far.
You like that?
Appreciate it.
Unbelievable.
You like that?
Yeah.
I like both of yours. I'm going to go back to Dev's, though. Michael Porter Jr., I said this the other day. We were robbed of Mike not getting to play in that season that Jamal was out the whole time, because you always just wonder, like, that injury, because it was the third one, it was like the death knell for him ever being like the guy or one, whatever. So he had to become this other role, but I always felt like he had more to offer. And when you take out Russ, you take out Jamal, 2 things happen. One, the Jamal part, the team played fast tonight. There just was a tempo to everything they did in the transition, but also in the half court. So, and that means that now it's not like we're spread out, stand in the corner, wait for a shot. Everyone's slashing, cutting. MPJ fit really nicely into that. But the other thing that happened was everybody was looking for Yoke and everybody was looking for Mike.
Yeah.
And it was cool to see Mike get to be in that elevated role. And the Mike we saw tonight, he is taking shots the way he took back in 2018 and 19. Remember where there's some bad? He had a shot today. It was like right leg going to his left. He had to cross his body to square up. Nothing but net. And those were the old Mike shots where it was like he was just feeling the game. And I mean, he felt it in a weird way back when he was young because he was shooting everything. But tonight it was just like he wasn't thinking. He wasn't hesitating. He was aggressive. And Mike, when he's locked in, he took threes tonight in this third quarter that I just knew were in because you're like, just shoot anything right now. It's going in. Like NBA Jam, you're on fire. Just pull it from half court. It's going in. That's what it felt like tonight, and I haven't felt that in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, they just look loose right now. They just you're able to space the floor in a way that you just can't. There's also like a pecking order. You know that Jokic is going to get the ball. He has it going on. He's on fire in this game. Then you have Michael Porter Jr. coming off of screens. He's getting step backs. He's coming off of DHO. Like he's scoring in so many different ways that you're like, who do we stop? While you have role players like you have Christian Braun cutting, you have Aaron Gordon getting into his spots. You have new guys that you're like, hey, what are we doing? I just think that it's a little bit more free flowing because there's not a guy that can ISO and that's that's certain people's game. Right now they don't have that. Michael Porter Jr., he's not a guy that's going to ISO, put the ball on the ground. If Jokic is ISOing, it's because he has a mismatch. It's going to be a bucket. But I just think that it's the way that they're playing right now. You talk about exploit your game. Everybody's able to exploit their game. They're getting the ball to Jokic, their best player, and then they're just able to go. So, like, there is no hesitancy. There is no second guessing what you have there. It's like make a play or get it back to your guy. Make a play or get it back to your guy. And then, man, if he's knocking down everything. He's on fire that it really makes it so hard to slow down.
Yeah, and he's not second-guessing himself at all. There's no hesitating in his game. I saw a account tweet out MPJ high school mixtape during the game.
This is how you know we're back.
And they were like, this is Mike the last 3 games.
Yeah, it's
and
true.
I mean, the Mike in high school was shooting it every time down the floor. From anywhere on the floor.
Yeah.
Not thinking twice about it. And I mean, that's kind of the mentality he's played with these last few games. It's awesome to see, man. I mean, he deserves it. He's putting the work. He's grinding. He's been a great story throughout his time here in Denver. And it's cool to see him have these massive, massive games because he deserves it.
30 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist. Did get a block as well. But the 30 points, 5 of 8 from the three-point line. He only missed 5 shots tonight, 11 of 16.
He started off cold, too, right?
Did he?
I think he missed his first couple.
I didn't hear it in the game notes. I don't know.
Well,
the fast breakdown.
Not important.
I didn't hear that. No, he was incredible, man. And now the question becomes, how long can he do this? Because this almost feels like the most prolonged. I mean, I know it's the first time he scored 30 points in a row, so it is literally the best 3-game scoring stretch of his career. But to me, it just feels like, I mean, we talked about, it's just the Pelicans. The Magic suck right now on offense. But they are a physical defense. This game was physical from the get-go. This was a game you had to get physical, and tonight it was like, hey, at least put one tally in the mark of tough physical team, went off, looked great. So how long can this continue, Deb?
As long as they continue to let him shoot the ball every single time.
Great take.
Like, really, that is what it comes down to is Mike involved in the offense? Are they running plays to make sure that he's getting shots up? Did he get over... Just give up 7 3-pointers put up there. What does it look like when he gets the double-digit, shots from beyond the arc?
Yeah,
like that's just something to think about. Like he's taking a lot more shots right now, but he could take even more. But I really do think that it goes to how you're generating the looks for him. So as long as he's taking 16, 17 field goal attempts, he's going to keep getting 25-plus points every single night.
And a lot of people will point to Jamal Murray not playing in this game.
I will.
It's definitely a reason. Jamal Murray played against the Pelicans.
Of course.
Mike had 30-plus. He had 39 in that game. Tied his career high. So he can do it when Murray's in the lineup and in that starting lineup. It's just got to be a mentality shift with the team, though.
Yeah, and where that shift is, because we all know that Jamal Yoke duo wins you a title. So there's nothing against Jamal. The one thing I will say is The difference when Jamal is not on the floor, and it's not always this way, but one of the differences, they just play faster. And I don't mean fast breaking. I just mean the ball never stops. It's like, all right, what are we doing? Get the ball here, everybody cut, get the ball around. Like, just move. And Porter is deadly in that. You stand him in the corner, he occupies a guy, but if a guy sticks to him, like whatever. But when everything's moving, he's a great slasher. He's a great offensive rebounder. And then, of course, he still has the spot-up opportunities. So I honestly think when Russ was out there, we saw this dynamic. Jamal has it, and sometimes he plays like it. And to your point, that second Pelicans game, it was more that he kind of got out the way, I thought, and that's why I was impressed with him, his ability to do that. But to me, it's like there's a final form of this where everything comes together, and it's Jamal, but without the slowdown, especially in the first 3 quarters. Fourth quarter, slow it down. First 3 quarters, just get off ball quick. Everybody get off ball quick.
Yeah, I think that we say that the Jamal aspect, I do think it's the Jamal aspect, but I think it's on both sides. Like, I do think there's a lot of, when Jamal's out there, Michael Porter Jr. doesn't do those same type of cuts. He's not coming off of DHOs and, trying to shoot the ball. He's not staying engaged to where he's like, okay, I'm going to take an extra step over so the defender's not here, or I'm going to, pump fake, get to my spot. So, like, I do think that he picks and chooses when Jamal's out there as well. So, I do think it's a dynamic of Jamal's like, well, I can't get it to him in that spot, or I don't want to get it to him because he's not playing the same way with Jamal as well. So I do think it's on both sides, but there is something to the way that they play when he's not out there that they got to try to replicate. They got to try to get more of this because it really does make them dangerous. They're very hard to guard when they have both of these guys going on. But then think about if you have this going on one side with the 2-man, and then you could get your bread and butter on the other side. Like, just being able to operate in different ways, that's just going to open them up. So this is like a needed stretch for them to try to find something.
Peanut butter and jelly, bread and butter,
ham bologna
and honey, or whatever it was. Like, you just got all these options, man. You got to be able to do it. Let's take a break. On the other side, we're going to get into Nikola Jokic, who I also noticed had a good game.
Yeah, decent game from him. Shout out to our friends over at Mando. Mando is a men's deodorant brand that's hyper-focused on keeping every aspect of a man's body smelling fresh and clean. Every aspect of your body could smell like Mount Fuji.
Yeah, I do like that
or
one.
bourbon leather.
There's one more.
Or Clover Woods.
Oh, Clover Woods. I think Clover
Sport.
Woods is the one Clover Woods is more me, I think.
Yeah, you're not bourbon leather.
I just love the woods.
Yeah, you're Clover Woods.
No.
Dev, Mount Fuji, I'd say.
For sure.
He's Mount Fuji.
I'm a Mount Fuji type of guy.
Mando, full body deodorant, safe to use anywhere on your body, created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. So he created Mando. You can choose from a variety of scents: bourbon leather, Clover Woods, Mount Fuji, Pro Sport. It is clinically proven to control odor better than a shower with soap alone. 12 hours after a shower, your body odor level, if it was a 5 out of 10, with Mando, it's a 0 out of 10.
No.
Basic math. I mean, come
Basic
on.
math.
Mando starter pack, perfect for new customers. Comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice. As a special offer for DNVR listeners, you guys can get $5 off a starter pack with the code DNVR. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack. Shopmando.com, SHOPMANDO.com. Support our show. Tell them we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando.
I'm gonna give you like something, a little bit a peek behind the curtains. I share a couch with a guy. He's been smelling lately. He's been smelling.
Oh, really?
Mount Fuji.
I was like, hey, I think you should grundle. I think you should grundle.
Is it not his Munder?
No, it's your grundle. So he told me hey, I'm starting to use Mando. He's been smelling better.
Really?
Better
Grundle
moods
no
around
longer
here.
smells.
Things have been a lot better
here.
on this side of the house. You know what I mean? So shout out to D-Line.
Let's just name him.
Shout out to D-Line and shout out to Mando.
There we go.
Dude, love that. That's a personal anecdote.
That is a
right there. That's
personal
what the
anecdote.
sponsors love to see. Also, shout out to our friends over at Bet365, now an official partner of the Denver Nuggets and Colorado Avalanche. As you probably saw, Dev hit his 3 bets tonight, his lock of the night, of course, and the 3 bets that you saw on the screen for the pregame show with Bet365. Whatever the moment, never ordinary at Bet365. Coolest thing about Bet365. Nuggets get up by 20, you win.
No.
You win your bet. Just like that. Team goes
They
up
were
by
up 20
20.
tonight.
Early payout offer. You are a winner. Get that instant payout offer. Use code DNVR365 when you sign up. Must be 21 plus and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or somebody knows a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Whatever the moment, never ordinary at Bet365.
I do like that. But D-Line was in the chat. And then you told that little anecdote. I haven't seen him since.
Ooh, got a little conscious of his grundle.
Look, nobody tell him. Nobody tell him.
Subconscious of the
That
grundle.
was supposed to be a secret. Don't tell him.
Nikola Jokic, you guys. Man, he understood the assignment tonight because it's like, all right, we're shorthanded. I'm probably going to have to do some heavy lifting with my scoring tonight. That first quarter, he was great the whole game. Oh, all 3 quarters. But that first quarter was like, hell or high water yoke. He's like, I just got to go through people and just be as aggressive and physical as I can. He, in the first 5 minutes, had marks all over his body. You could tell this was going to be a physical war. He didn't care. He just kept going. Yoke, we run out of ways to describe his greatness because he puts up the same stat line every single night. But this was a good one, man. This was one where he was like, get on my back, me and MPJ, and I'll get you there.
Dude, I just go back to I think it was his last basket of the game.
Yeah.
That was how he played this game. The fake dunk.
My God.
That's how he played.
Brother.
He thought it was trifling that they tried the team, the guys that were out there on him the entire.
He doesn't do that stuff very often.
He doesn't do it often. He really did dominate, and it was back to the physicality. I'm a lot better than you. It was kind of like a ridicule. You guys are not sending a double, so watch what I do to this man down here type of game from him. Oh, you guys think you're going to slow me down inside? I'm going to step out and knock down a 3-ball. I'm going to do some whip passes. And it was just like him just saying hey, I'm a lot better. And also, they need me to start aggressive and be good early on so I don't have to play late. You talked about what his stat line was in the fourth quarter. What was it again?
His full stat line?
In the fourth quarter.
0-0-0-0.
He knew he knew what the assignment was.
Yeah.
Destroy early, I get to sit. Second night of a back-to-back, I don't even have to worry about overexerting myself. This was I'm truly dominating type of Jokic.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about all of the passes because he had the over-the-shoulder one. But do you remember the one right before it? It was 90 miles per hour to AG. AG got blocked, but he threw a no-look just kind of across the body like that. That was I swear to God, 90 miles per hour.
He's so in his bag right now. And
really
I
is.
feel like he's got great energy, man. He doesn't look tired at all. And, I was just looking at his minutes and just game by game. We only played 31 tonight, didn't play the fourth quarter. He's been playing in the upper 30s recently, but doesn't seem tired. He doesn't seem that fatigued. It feels like he's in a great space with just his energy level and his body.
Well, they were coming in on 22 hours rest, so he had plenty of time.
That's right, yeah. Only played, 36 minutes, 38 points last night against the Pelicans. Light work. But he's just in a great space right now, man. He's dominating. Just every aspect of his game looks super crisp right now.
Yeah.
The 3-point shot, not going anywhere. 2 of 4 tonight. Did most of his work in the paint. That's what the game called for. It was just incredible. Again,
24 triple-doubles now, I believe. And
Sure.
Maybe 24,
Sure.
I think. I think so. But which I believe ties his second career high. He's 29. I think he had 24 last year. You can fact check me, let me know in the chat. But I would bet, and I don't know how to look this up, I would bet he has had more fourth quarters off this year than any season before. Because he's had 7 or 8 of them this year, I feel.
and it feels like a lot of them have come since January 1st.
I would say December 1st, because there was that stretch where Russ was in, Murray was out, where I felt like they had a bunch of games
It
like
was
that.
whenever. I feel like it started when AG came back and was coming off the bench.
Oh, yeah.
That's when it feels like it started.
So it's just kind of a cool thing. We run out of superlatives for him. Still shooting the 3-ball. How many did he take tonight?
2 of 4.
2 of 4, so 50%, out in the night. The guy really is in his bag, man, and it was just cool to see. The next guy I want to talk about, we got to save. Actually, Is there another player you would like to talk about?
Let's just go to Pickett. Just
There's
go to
other guys who
Pickett.
play well. Christian
Go.
Braun. Christian Braun was good tonight. Wasn't he?
Just go
Christian
for it,
Braun
man.
was out. Transition.
ISO.
Christian Braun was good. Like, really, he was
Yeah.
good.
He's so good.
He has 7 rebounds and 4 assists. 4 assists.
3
for
steals.
Christian Braun.
Wow.
3 steals. Like,
He
really
had a nice one too, I believe.
He put the stat line together. Like, it really was together. But also in the second half, he was really good. And it did not. I thought this was going to be a personal game for him, like where him and KCP are like kind of going at it, like not like against each other,
Sure.
but like, hey, I'm gonna just give a little bit more effort. Nope, he's still doing the same things. He really is calm out there. He's like, I'm gonna cut, I'm gonna slash, I'm gonna play my game. You're not gonna get me out of what I want to do. No one can speed him up, slow him down, or anything. Like, he's just, I'm physical. I'm just gonna go at you the entire time. But he really does continue to just have good game after good game. It feels like he hasn't had a bad game in a while, and he doesn't have 2 in a row. Like, it just doesn't happen. So like, he really has been great. So that's the player that you have to talk about right now.
Look, mad respect to KCP, Nuggets legend. I know he'd look better in Denver right now, just playing off Yoke and stuff. Potentially cooked. I don't know. I mean, he looked pretty. He looked pretty washed in this game, man.
The Magic are in a bad spot.
And I mean, KCP hasn't had a great season by any means. But CB, he's just like, he's such an incredible athlete. He just overpowers people now, man. Like, going to the rim, nobody's stopping him.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to get in front of him on a fast break
he's
going
a freight
to the rim.
train. Even in the half court, like his attacking closeouts, he just goes and then gets ahead of steam, and it's like you have to physically stop him. He's just, I love it.
His offense has just been so incredible this year.
Aaron Gordon's another guy I think deserves a shout out tonight because we had talked about AG physically not looking the same. Tonight, I actually thought he played his physical brand of basketball. Yeah. Like, there were a bunch of times tonight where he just went through the line of the defense, no moves, just powers right through, drew fouls a lot. And even though it's still not the level we kind of know that his at his apex, tonight felt like a deliberate step in that direction.
Yeah, and it was kind of what the game called for. You were saying earlier how this was a physical game, a lot of buckets in the paint. The Nuggets only made 12 threes tonight. They did a lot of work below the 3-point line. And yeah, AG was banging inside. You have to get physical with Banchero and Wagner. Yeah. And like, that's where AG came in tonight. I mean, Banchero, 18.6 of 14. He struggled. Zeke Nnaji played great defense on him at times. Wagner, 14.6 of 17. Like, Nuggets shut both those guys down.
Yeah.
AG was a big part of it.
Yeah, like, sticking with AG on just those 2 guys particularly, like, they don't shoot the 3 ball. Neither one of those players. They're all physical. They're all downhill, trying to score in the paint, and he put his body in front of them and like actually defended, like just straight up. He did get back to the physicality, which we've been asking for. It wasn't just finesse or trying to step away from that. It's not the same like athleticism where he's dunking and high flying, but you'll take that, especially as he ramps himself back up. So I did like what I'm seeing for him. I think it's definitely needed in this type of game because they didn't have a point guard, but his ability to just pass right now, like, he's so locked in and keyed in on, I'm going to pass the ball or I'm going to make the extra pass. Like, every single night you could pencil him in for like 5 assists, which you did not, have in the past. So I really do like that it's coming together right now for Aaron Gordon, and it opens up the offense because it's now going to, Aaron Gordon's going to cut. He's going to give it to Jokic too. Like, he also is in that, like, I'm going to give it to Jokic disciple, but also I could create for others as well.
Truly, all the Nuggets are good kind of game. Julian had the rough one. We'll probably talk about it here in the other segment. But this was, Aaron Gordon, very encouraging. Michael Porter, supremely encouraging. Yoke, classically encouraging. And you got a lot of contributions. Even Hunter Tyson hit some threes tonight. Yeah. Let's take our second break. On the other side, I want to get to Zeke Nnaji, Jalen Pickett, and Julian Strawther, as well as talk about the All-Star game, which, very interesting lineup.
Yeah.
We'll have to get to that later on in the show.
Interesting draft on TNT earlier. Guys, with HelloFresh, you can get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients.
Oh, I'm so glad they're
and
back.
Seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep.
Yeah.
Skip out on those trips to the grocery store. Count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. If you're tired of, figuring out what's for dinner after a long day at work, especially on those busy days, Get dinner done the easy way thanks to HelloFresh. Super easy to eat well with 50 wholesome, hassle-free meals to choose from each week, delivered right to your door. I've had HelloFresh in the past. I can even cook it, and I'm a terrible cook. I don't do the cooking at my house, but I can with HelloFresh. They make it super easy, and it's actually tastes like a gourmet restaurant quality meal. It's great stuff.
I always say it's not I don't even want to call it a date, but it's like a mini date.
Yeah.
You know, you cook together. Me and my wife will get it. We'll spend 30 minutes cooking something. It's delicious. I like it.
Yeah, it's awesome. You can get up to 10 free meals and a free high protein item for life at HelloFresh.com/Nuggets10FM. Nuggets10FM for free meal. One item per box with active subscription. Free meals applied as a discount on the first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. That's up to 10 free HelloFresh meals. Just go to HelloFresh.com/Nuggets10FM. Check it out. America's #1 meal kit, HelloFresh. Love those guys.
Love them too.
Also, we are live here in the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Of course, Toyota is the official vehicle of DNVR. And no matter what type of car you're into, Toyota, they've got something for you. Trucks, cars, SUVs. Check out the 2024 Land Cruiser. They got 17 models available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, like the 4Runner. They also have 16 different hybrid vehicles to choose from, like the Tundra iForce Max hybrid truck. They got the RAV4, the Grand Highlander, tons of SUVs for the mountains and trails. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe, and Centennial. Cortland Toyota in Boulder. Groove Toyota in Littleton. Mountain States Toyota in Denver. Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora. Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets, the official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go places.
All right, we are back here, segment 2. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. Kel, can you bring up that beautiful shirt that we have that we just dropped here? Me and D-Line, since he's not in the chat, me and D-Line collaborated on this one.
Oh,
Yeah.
trying to take a little credit.
No, yeah, he's not in the
Okay.
chat. Me and him, I kind of drew up this design. I did a couple mock-ups, and he approved it. So
Gotcha.
that's what we did
how
here.
a lot of the shirts go, right?
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. So if you appreciate me and D-Line's artistry, go ahead and purchase our shirt.
That is a banger, though. I'm not gonna lie.
It really is a banger.
I already
man.
know where I'm going to see that the most.
Where.
The airport.
Yeah, that's an airport.
Yeah.
That's you're at
That
the
is-
airport.
that is the
man.
airport.
Because they wonder where
Which
you're
is
going.
code for...
Airport.
There you go. Yeah. It's, whenever Dev says airport, I feel like he's talking about someplace else.
Just the airport.
I feel like it's code for somewhere else where he sees everybody.
Zeke Nnaji. Another good game from him. You know, Zeke has some things he missed a layup today. When he makes mistakes, they're really bad. He had a bad pass. He had, this or that. The guy plays defense. He hustles. He rebounded well tonight. He actually grabbed some tough rebounds. Why are you laughing?
This is a great comment from Josh Burnett from Down Under.
What do you say?
Just best damn state in America.
Oh, I mean, come on. It's 100% true.
Love it.
But Zeke Nnaji, man, this is a string of games. Zeke's not going to blow you away. It's hard for him to have a blow you away game. But I just feel like it was another night where I'm going, that guy can just play. He doesn't look like a guy that's a liability, these last handful of games, and it will continue tonight.
Yeah, really. This isn't a game that he went 1 of 7 from the field. I still think that he's having his best stretch with the Nuggets
totally.
because they're giving him the ability to play, play through your mistakes, learn through your mistakes, and the energy is there. He's playing high level. The one thing that we're not we haven't really discussed, we have discussed it, but the big thing that stands out, the defense is there. He really is keying in on trying to slow a guy down with his physicality, which they're needing right now, because it has been pretty much, Jokic banging down low, Christian on the fast break, and then that's pretty much it. So Zeke Nnaji, he's been grabbing boards. He's trying to slow guys down. That's just something that we don't see. I thought he was the worst player in the league. He has not looked like that lately.
No,
and
not at all.
It's been refreshing. It really has been refreshing, and you can see the bench when he does something well. They're excited for him. That's
Everybody
that goes
roots for
somewhere.
the guy that has had the most adversity, and he's overcoming it a little bit right now. Didn't get traded, and it's all right, but you're playing right after the trade deadline, and you're playing, and you get an opportunity.
And he's playing the 4. He's playing power forward. Calvin Booth had a post-trade deadline presser at the arena before the game and said, Zeke is showing something I've known about him for a while, and that he's a 4. I mean, direct shot at the coaching staff that's played him at 5 the last couple years.
I could be interpreted as such.
That's what I interpreted it as. I mean, he's a 4, and he looks like a real player playing that position. I mean, it's not rocket science, I feel like. He looks like a totally different guy. Now, the jump shot, like, that's another story. Still doesn't look great. But every other aspect of his game looks like an NBA player, man. His defense, how he moves. And again, he's not going to blow you away, but, like, he's not the worst player in the league. He's just not, even though that's what he's looked like playing center at times because he's just so uncomfortable there. So I'm happy for Zeke, and I'm not going to say I'm like a believer in him, but I think he's an NBA player. He can be in a rotation if he's put in the right position.
Right. And you think back to the early part of the year where he got a stretch and was just absolutely horrible. Minus 11 in 2 minutes. He had a couple games like that. And it looks far from that. This has been a rough go for Zeke. I honestly think he has had a really tough hand dealt to him because he just has not had his coach's trust for most of his stint. But right now he's rolling, and it's kind of fun to see. Do you have another take?
Well, I wonder, because we do this with like Westbrook, for instance, or just different lineups that we see. Like, was he always this bad, or was it just not set up for him to play well?
I think momentum is big for players like Zeke, who are on the fringe, and Pickett and all these guys. When you have bad momentum and he comes in and has really rough stretch to start the year, man, it's like the weight of the world is on you. Yeah. And your coach isn't really behind you and that kind of stuff. And, he had to wait a long time, couple months to get another opportunity. But now it's positive momentum. So I almost expect, like, if he plays on Saturday, I expect him to have a good game. Not great or anything, but I expect it to be like, think about this. When Zeke checks in tonight, are you holding your breath? Are you like, oh, God, here we go?
Not right now. Not on this stretch right now. Not even close.
And I'm
actually excited about it.
Because you get to see something new.
Yes.
So I think it's cool. And speaking of something new, we finally get to our top story tonight. Kale, update the headline. I keep falling deeper in love with Jalen Pickett.
Deeper
in love, man.
I didn't know he could get.
Yeah.
I didn't know, but here I am.
Hold on, that was
you guys are going to start cooking HelloFresh together.
That wasn't the story of the night to you?
What?
You didn't think that was the story? Change the thumbnail, Kale. Change the thumbnail. It's not the story of the night. But I have to say, man, Jalen Pickett, like Zeke Nnaji, weight of the world, very few opportunities, if any opportunities. Zeke, bad opportunities. For Jalen, no opportunities. He does so many things on the court that I absolutely love. I'm gonna walk you through one of the plays that I loved. He guards Anthony Black on a drive and just did a great job of like shadowing him, contest it, and he could see that the Nuggets have the rebound before they even grab it because he could just see it's off, and there you go. Immediately sprints. He's on the left side of the court, sprints in transition to the right side because you shoot the ball, you can fall to the ground, or you just kind of follow through. He gets an early break, so now Anthony Black, who's supposed to be guarding him, is going to be cross-matched. And Yoke's going to have to get picked up by Anthony Black. Sprints the first one down to the court to the wing, and they get him the ball. Nobody rotates over, and he hits the three. He does that kind of stuff. The little things that are just like, what is my assignment? If you watch him on defense, it's constantly like when there's a guard-to-guard switch, he's early to it. Like he sees it coming, he's calling it out. When he's the low man in help, he's pointing to everybody, like calling out the defense. His talent is limited based on his size, his speed, his physical traits, but his feel for the game and his understanding of it. He's such a good value add team player to me that I know I've always loved this guy, but watching him play tonight and really this whole stretch, I'm like, he does all this stuff, man. He's not going to win or lose you games, but he does everything. He's not going to make a mistake, and he does everything team-wise at a high level. And I thought he had a great game tonight, honestly.
This is incredible. I'm glad they're able to see like the passion here. Because listen, I was once in a relationship, and in this relationship, we was watching Game of Thrones, really early on. And everything that happened, I kind of caught on like third episode or something like that. Every single time a new person was introduced or like something happened, I wouldn't be able to get the storyline, so we would have to pause, and then I would have to hear what's going on. That's how it is when I'm watching Jalen Pickett play with Adam.
Incredible.
He like stops us and says, "Did you just see that pin down off of the?"
Pulls out the whiteboard, diagrams the play.
He like breaks it down, and I'm
telling
like,
you, man.
I'm like squinting to see, like, I'm like, oh, you know what? That's a good point. But then you
I gotta
like,
do a list on him,
you
honestly,
look
from
at
this
the
game. There's so many little
You
things.
see these like things that I'm like, there's got to be something there because he's clearly seeing it. Jalen Pickett was great tonight, though. Seriously,
Plus 16.
And he was like a minus
minutes.
10 in garbage time. He was plus 27 at one point.
Yeah, I mean, he just knows how to play the game. Like, you don't like accomplish what he accomplished in college, and you just don't know basketball.
All American.
All-American, you know, Bob Cousy, all that. He knows the game, and you know, now he's strung together a couple of these games this season, and he's got a little more confidence, got a little more freedom. Even played a little booty ball tonight.
He had one really
one possession of booty ball.
Cole Anthony, like the one guy
Like,
he's big
you
enough
could
to
tell
do that.
he wanted to so bad.
He's
He
like, I got
finally
somebody
the
smaller
chance
than me.
to-
Get everybody get out.
First time ever.
hold on. So we talk about Christian Braun, we talk about Julian Strawther. Those are like the booth boy, Peyton Watson.
Yeah.
What is it when you add Jalen Pickett and Zeke Nnaji?
Man, he's like, Project Dynasty 2.0.
Those are really the booth boys. Like it really has to have a name. It has to have legs. But right now, all of them are playing well.
Yeah.
Like in this small stretch,
Against not great teams, but whatever.
it doesn't matter if it's them. I'm not talking about like Jokic and Michael Porter Jr. It's the booth boys. Like they haven't had much time in the league or playing together. That I really do think that it's great to just see them start to like pick it up because now you can see the vision. Now you could say like, oh, okay, this makes sense. There's something there that like we have to learn or we have to see in different. Like put a pin on it. That's what you have to do. You have to put a pin in it.
He just sees the court well. He has such a high basketball IQ, man. Like he's just ahead of. If you watch him, if you just isolate him like I am doing when I watch him, because I find him so fascinating. I love weird players and I love smart players and I love passers, and he's like all of those things. But if you just isolate on him, he's like Yoke, in that he's a half step ahead of everything. So he's like, he'll point at something before anything happens, and all of a sudden something happens over there. And in transition, he's a step quicker because he knows exactly how the play's about to go. And I just love all those things with him. For a guy that does not have very many minutes in the NBA and played at a relatively small school for college, his feel for the game is just through the roof. And he has
Penn
limitations.
State's a pretty big school.
I mean, I'm just saying
Big
it's not
10.
Duke, Carolina, whatever.
Sure.
But that's what I'm getting at here. Penn State has like 4 NBA players ever,
Right.
so
5 with Andrew Funk.
that's right. Can't forget about Penn State legend Andrew Funk. But he just he's limited in that he's not very big.
Right.
He has no athleticism in terms of speed. He is very strong, which he uses to his advantage, but he has no quickness to him. So he has these limitations that make him a backup point guard, right? That's his ceiling. But as far as backup point guards go, like we felt with Monte Morris in a different way, it's like, okay, well, things are going to be steady because we got somebody that knows how to do it. And I sincerely hope, and there's my crazy take, Strawther had a rough night tonight. I almost look at those two guys almost as equal. I think Strawther has a higher upside just by virtue of his physical gifts, 6'7", and shooter this or that. But like Strawther still looks like a puppy out there sometimes. Like tonight, makes so many mistakes, and there's part of me that goes, Pickett gives you something that those guys to me, I almost can feel like, Strawther's struggling. Pickett, you go in. We have a different look tonight. I just love the way he plays, and I really have faith in his floor as a player.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're wrong about that. He's got a really high floor every time he goes out there. Not the highest ceiling.
Very
but
low ceiling.
Very high floor.
Yeah.
And I mean, tonight, like, I was watching the game. Should have started the second half, probably. Like, at point guard for Strawther.
Yeah.
That didn't go well. But no, I mean, I don't think you're that off base.
But Julian Strawther tonight, honestly, I think this was his worst game of the season. And part of it was because he got to play extended minutes, because there were games earlier in the year he had a stretch like this, and then it was like he's done for the night. But to play the consistent minutes he did, and I don't know if he had a good 2 minutes, in it. He just had mistake after mistake.
Yeah, I mean, it was bad. It is shocking. He was a plus 18. Of course, he's out there with Jokic and, the other guys, but really, he looked like a rookie. He looked like a freshman that's on varsity for the first time. And I think that what I put in my head was like going back to like, I know it's off season coverage and like just talking. I feel like you just say whatever, but there was discussion about him being a point guard or putting the ball in his hands more. So I'm like, okay, this is like our first opportunity to see him at point guard or like to put the ball in his hands and see what he does. And I just think about that bounce pass that he just threw it way out of bounds on the fast break.
Man, that was insane.
It was like not close. And I'm like,
that was
okay.
a Zeke Nnaji pass.
Like that was like, I'm like, the touch was off. Like the read was off. Like I just didn't get it. Because I don't care if he's making shots or not because we know he's going to have those type of nights. But when it calls for you to slow it down and be the guard, you have to try to find a way to survive, and he was not surviving out there.
Yeah, I mean, tonight you really saw a lot of examples of why Calvin Booth even said it in that press conference too, but I think we share the opinion. We're worried about Strawther in a playoff environment, man.
Yeah. Cal did say that today, yep.
Yeah, going against playoff defenses and his defense. You know, like he fouls a lot. He picked up 4 fouls today. He's definitely a guy, if he's on the floor in the playoffs, teams are going to go at him every possession, try to get that switch. And you just wonder if he can hold up on that end of the floor. You know, offensively, he can at times do stuff that nobody else off the Nuggets bench can. He can catch fire from 3. He can shoot that thing, and the Nuggets just don't have any shooters, although Hunter Tyson, nice little 3-point shot tonight.
2 of them, man. Tough ones, too. Like quick trigger, quick feet set, get it up. Yeah. It was great.
But you just really wonder if he's going to be able to do that in the playoffs. Yeah. I'm not sure.
I think that it's great to see him in these type of games to see like how far he is. Like that was like a barometer for them to say like, okay, we can not put him at, you know, a backup point guard spot, or we're going to have to work on him being the backup point guard spot. So I'm actually like glad that they elected to not go with Pickett in that second half. Like it's like, let's give him more run and like maybe have conversation with him at the halftime of like, hey, this is what you're, you know, what I'm seeing, or this is what you need to start, you know, reading or slow down. And then also you're building film for him to like watch and go back to say like, this is what you could have done better. So like, I really do think that it is about learning when it comes to Julian Strawther. He still is like very, very early in his career. But he has a long way to go, and you're not going to get there if you're not playing. And that's been like the mantra for all of these guys right now. Yeah. The only reason we're starting to see Strawther in this light, he's playing a lot more. Christian is, you know, he pushed up into a starter's role. Like everybody's playing a bit more. So I really didn't like that he struggled in this game.
Right. It might be good for him, honestly. I wonder, this is a question I have, and I'm curious what you think. He gets the longest leash of all the guys, and Christian Braun's probably over that now. Christian Braun's he's at the seniors table, you know, the senior table. Yeah. The freshmen are still over here. But of all those guys, Julian gets the longest leash, and some of this is because he's a scorer. Scorers need to be no conscious. They need to get. But I almost wonder if it's like maybe the leash should be tightened a little. You know, like he took a couple threes tonight in the half court with Yoke on the court, where I was like, you get a better look than that, man. There's 18 seconds on the clock, and you fired off a crazy one. I wonder if there's a little roping him in of like, we don't need you right now and for the rest of the year to be a volume scorer. Make the shots when they're there.
I think it's because he's in that role of being a microwave scorer off the bench. Like every team has those type of guys. Like when you think about the bench score, you can't put a tight rope on them because then it's like he's gonna always play with that tight rope. Yeah. You know, you don't want him to. You just want him to be running around out there with Russell Westbrook without a leash. Like 2 dogs in the neighborhood just running around. Because really, if you do that, like you limit the best of them. Yeah. You know, like so I really don't think that you could get the best out of them. And also, like Julian Strawther's learning right now. If you tighten that right now, you're just gonna turn him into someone else that you already have. So I really do think it's like the live wire, being a scorer, trying to allow them to be themselves. So I think I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
And also, that's what the coaching staff has told him to do. They want him shooting it.
Oh, no
whenever
doubt.
He gets an open look. I mean, we've heard that time and time again.
But should they be like, hey, man, after All-Star break, now you need to start doing what we need you to do in the playoffs, which is if you take that 3 that he took tonight with 18 on the clock from
coming around the top of the arc.
It's like, brother.
I think it's definitely, time to rein it back in a little bit for sure.
You mentioned Hunter Tyson briefly, but it was nice to see him make 2 shots. What did he finish tonight from 3?
7 points, 2 of 4 from 3.
So he ended up taking 4. But the 2 he took, man, with confidence and quickness. I feel like confidence is a big, huge buzzword I always use, but Hunter's never going to get a ton of minutes, but when he gets them, I just want confidence on his shot.
Yeah. Look, man, there was a weird thing that happened with this team where they were playing like a 10-man rotation. You know, this is going back into like early January, and they were having success. Hunter Tyson was in it, playing well, you know, some highs, some lows, but at least getting some playing time. You know, they opened things up a little bit, and then they, for some reason, like after they had won 9 of 12, whenever that was, they lost one game and then shortened it up to like an 8-man playoff rotation, and then had that awful loss in Chicago, which the team took really hard. Then you know, in Philly, barely beating that team with that playoff rotation. And like, I don't know why that happened, why they like shrunk it down, because they were playing so good and had that great stretch where they did stack a lot of wins. But I want to, you know, see the whole roster play. Like, and now they're up to the 3 seed today. Maybe they can relax a bit.
Yeah.
And, you know, just open up the rotation again. But I want to see, you know, Zeke continue to play a bunch. I want to see Hunter get in there every now and then. I want to see Pickett still get on the court. So I feel like it might be time, especially these last couple games heading into the All-Star break. Let these guys play a little bit.
You got a Hunter Tyson take? Or maybe a PJ Hall or Spencer Jones take?
No, like this is just a great stretch for those players. You talk about Jokic this year getting more fourth quarters off than, you know, years past. We didn't have an exciting young group to like put out there at those times. So like right now we have that, and I think that it's like their growth is like pivotal to the future. Like that is like great to see that. It also gives you something to push for. Let's get these big leads so that we could put those guys in and, you know, see what we have there. So I think there's like motivation there, but also it's just like you're going to learn. You're going to play in different ways. This is the first time, and this has been Calvin Booth's like pitch and view of the future is they haven't had the young guys. Like there would always be a lot of vets and things that are playing at the end of the game. It's not just the DeAndre Jordans anymore. It's not just Justin Holidays and things like it's now young guys, PJ Hall and, you know, these other ways. So I do think that it's great to like see them and give them that run because you're going to need them eventually.
Yeah. We were waiting on vote from the arena. So you know what I want to do, Dev?
What's that?
Go around the association.
Oh, baby, let's do it.
Because there's some interesting stuff that
We have
happened
not
around
gone
the
around the
association.
association nearly enough this
You
year.
want to take the helm on this one? You want me to roll with it?
You can start us out, and then I'll come
Well, here's
in.
the big one that really was the onus. Or actually, there's a couple of them here. But I'm going to start with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Get a win. They've been playing some good ball lately, 29-23. But who did they beat? The Houston Rockets.
Houston Rockets. Real fast. Last time, Anthony Edwards had 49.
Against the Rockets?
No, just last game.
Oh,
he
last
had 49.
game.
So, like, in this one, he had to slow down, right?
He did slow down.
He did.
Yeah, he slowed down a lot.
Yeah. How many did he have?
He only had 41 tonight.
This was a big one, though, because, like, the Timberwolves beating the Rockets now allowed the Nuggets to be the 3 seed out west.
Oh, really?
They're the 3
Is that what
seed out
happened?
west. They're right there.
3 seed.
Wow.
They're 3 seed, and they can keep pushing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I mean, Anthony Edwards is going crazy right now. The Rockets, very opposite. Like they're going in opposite directions. right now.
5 in a row losses. They were good all year long.
I've been telling you this.
5
This
games
is what
in a
I've been
row.
talking about. They're slowing down, and they just don't look like the exact, you know, the team that we've seen. Jalen Green did
Cody
have
Zeller should help, though.
28 points.
Didn't they just get him?
Yeah, the thing with the Rockets is they have so many
They made a
guys that are
move.
trying to score. Like they have everybody's out to get their own. They had out of like the 10 people, like 10, 11 people that played, like 8 of them were in double figures. Or yeah, double digits. So like everybody's trying to score there. And then Timberwolves are trying, like they're just figuring themselves out right now. Like they're playing good defense. Naz Reid he's playing exceptionally well right now. Jaden Daniels is finding his own. He's starting to score. Like they're starting to get something there. They don't have Julius Randle.
No Randle.
They're winning games.
That's addition
and
by
just-
subtraction.
It just kind of matters. It just kind of matters.
Yeah. So Rockets, you think are they going to keep falling, Dev? You've been predicting. So they're the 4 seed, right there with the Lakers, a game and a half up, but they've lost 5 in a row.
They were going to keep falling.
Oh man,
They did this last year, and like nobody remembers because like where they ended up. They were
right.
so hot before the All-Star break, and we're like, maybe this is such a good team. This is a team that has. They do not have it. They're not that team. They don't go through Şengün enough. He's very inconsistent now, and he used to be that guy. Jalen Green is like, he's their scorer. Amen Thompson is their best player, and they just don't know that yet. But it's also, we always feel like with the Rockets, we say that's their best player. They don't know. No one knows.
Yeah.
But I do think
Nobody
that they'll
knows.
keep dropping. Portland Trailblazers win 108-102.
Are you talking about the hottest team in the NBA?
They are winning.
Are you
so
talking about
many
the team
games.
the Nuggets play twice in a row coming up?
Oh, my
Before
God.
the All-Star break, after the All-Star break?
Legitimately a tough 2 games.
I'm not lying. They are good right now. Like, it actually is wild to see them winning games. Like, where are they at in the standings? They got to be closer than what people
No,
did.
they have
they're
a lot
still
of
far
ground to
back. I
make
was looking
up.
at this. They still got like 5 games to get to the 10 seed. It's rough, man.
They're winning games in a row. They're winning games in a row. And they beat the Kings, who, they're not that good right now.
Zach
But
LaVine.
they're like around the same. Yeah, Zach LaVine comes in. He goes 8 of 19 from the field, 22 points. Malik Monk, 21 points. They elected with him to be their point guard. Sabonis had 10 points, 14 rebounds. They're going to have to try to get some scoring there. They got rid of their score. It's very awkward over there. Anthony Simons, 30 points.
Yeah.
Shaden Sharp, 24 points.
Yeah, whatever.
DeAndre Ayton, 18 points. Like, they're good. I like them.
They're hot right now, man. You want to keep going?
Yep. We're going to go with Dallas Mavericks beat Boston.
Wait, what?
wow.
Because Anthony Davis and Luka Doncic took
Did
over?
not play.
Oh, wow.
He's not even playing yet. Boston. Are they still the number 1 team? Are they second out there?
The Cavs are number 1 out there.
Boston is still one of the top teams. They're a contender. They lost to the Mavericks without their guys. Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson had he had like 20. He finished with 25 points. He had like this in the first half. I don't think he scored again. But that's how you go up like with a lead. They had a big lead in this one and did not, relinquish that. They won.
Dante Exum was a plus 29.
I was just about to say
minutes.
they won
Holy crap.
127 to 120, and he was a plus 29.
Dude, and Dallas is missing so many guys. I mean, of course, Anthony Davis, but no Washington in this game.
Man.
No Lively.
Go figure. They needed this. Remember,
I'm
Vogt was
kinda
yelling
really
at us
buying
earlier
Dallas.
today. He was yelling at us for saying because he was like, "That team they're down in the dumps. Are they even going to have their morale?" It was a good fight tonight. A good fight. I mean, I didn't watch the game, but to put up 127 on that defense in their building, it's a good fight, man.
Yeah.
I'm very excited now for Dallas's debut with their new guys.
Max
very
Christie
curious.
even went over 15 points first night, 29 minutes. I am excited about that one.
Lakers are going to regret that one. Are we going to call this the Max Christie trade when it's all said and done?
I hope so. Lakers are still they're playing still right now. It's 110 to 104.
They were up 20 at half.
And it's a close one. Also, another game that's still going on, the Clippers and the Pacers. I feel like they were up big too, the Clippers, in that one.
How do we make it all the way through around the association? Oh, we have our game ball. Kel, reveal to us, was it Jalen Pickett or did the chat go rogue?
Come on, chat.
Oh, Michael Porter
Good
Jr.
job, chat.
30
Look,
points,
he's
7
looking
rebounds,
like
1
who?
assist.
Y'all thought it would go to anybody else but
Yeah,
me?
he's looking right at him.
He's like 30 points 3 times in a row. By the way, I don't think Jamal has ever had 30 points 3 times in a row outside of the bubble. And I'm not trying to take away from him. I'm just saying that shows you how great his bubble run. But also, I'm pretty sure Jamal has only averaged 30 points over a 3-game span 3 times in his career in the regular season.
Dang, that means like when he gets like, well, he hasn't got, does he get like 40 balls?
Yeah,
If
I'm
he-
saying he had like a. I
I
think
was
it
just
was
about
50.
to say that means he had 50 and then like 10.
It was
Yeah,
like 50,
that's what it
14,
was.
and 30 or something like that, and it averaged out to that. So yes, man, it's very rare to be able to put 3 games together like that if you're not named Nikola Jokic.
This is a good time to put together 3 straight 30 balls. Like going into the All-Star break. What if
to
that
get
continues?
some sun.
What if that continues and then he gets into the sun, but also it just becomes the like
It's
what
going to
the
be
team-
3 straight 40 balls after Kaba.
Yeah, that would be crazy. But like that's just what the team is going for. If you could put that together in a row like that. 5, 6 just like monster game. Not even getting 30, but like 25 here, 25. Pencil them in for those type of nights. I mean there's no way that the Nuggets don't become like the 2 seed or something like that.
Nuggets are going to be the 2 seed. I'm pretty confident.
I have much more confidence in them catching Memphis than I did them Houston, but you saw it coming. 5-game losing streak at the worst possible time.
5-game losing streak, 5-game winning streak.
5-game. There you go.
That's what happens.
Who do the Nuggets have coming up? Even I don't even know because the trade deadline, everything else. Who is it on Saturday?
Let's take a look at the schedule here.
They
go on the road for 1 game, I believe, to Phoenix.
Do we play?
Is that the one? Is Saturday is Phoenix?
They go to Phoenix Saturday.
Man, Phoenix in shambles.
Do we play like tomorrow? I feel like they play every single day.
Yeah,
Phoenix Saturday, Portland Monday, Portland Wednesday, then the All-Star break. Both those Portland
3
games
games
at home.
So if you can get this to an 8-game winning streak going into the All-Star break, that would actually be really incredible, man. 1 game at a time. This one.
Then you got
with
Charlotte
Phoenix.
coming out of the All-Star break, then the Lakers for 10 in a row.
We got 35 super chats. Let's start mowing into them as we wait for Vogt. He should be here any second.
Let's do it. This one comes from Mr. Exquisite Nugget. 3 mics in a row. Jamal being out tonight is the answer for that. How you feel if we're going to go on a 10-game win streak? Fellas, all the Nuggets are good. Great show, Vogt.
You predicted it. 5. You're halfway
Of course
there.
I did. Halfway there. Feeling great about it.
Oh, man. You got to find that
in
clip.
a row, man.
Connor Pasica, Messiah Porter Jr.
Oh, I like it.
Messiah.
FBCA, has Murray been holding MPJ back? Good dub.
All right, let's not go too heavy in the paint here, guys.
Michael Porter Jr. or Michael Porter Truther. I guess Orlando doesn't play physical defense. Ant 12,200 career minutes. MPJ 9,200.
This is definitely Vogt.
For healthy off seasons. MPJ 1. Why is only 1 an upside player?
Well, their age is part of this. Plus, also, Ant has 0 back surgeries. Mike has 3 of them. That's just one reason.
Big Honey, I was told by chat MPJ can't do anything against physical teams. Well, here's an uber efficient 30 ball for the
We
doubters.
talked about this,
Yeah,
right, Cal?
Mike.
We did give him the credit earlier. These must have come in a little early.
Peter Duck, Munder, yeah, Mike, Yoke tripped up, Jalen Pickett, all the Nuggets are good. And
Yeah.
even better than all of that, the 3rd seed. Who needs trades with a team like this? Vibes.
Vibes rising.
Vibes.
Yvonne, positives, high energy on defense. Negatives, Strawther, and Calvin Booth sitting with his hands on his ass during the trade deadline. Who can we pick up on the buyout market realistically?
I love this. Positives. All the Nuggets are good. Negatives.
Well,
Calvin Booth didn't trade any of them.
We don't really know what the buyout market looks like quite yet. We'll know in the next couple weeks.
Trade all of them.
Ken Patterson, Pat Surtain with AP NFL Defensive Player of the Year. That happened tonight. Shouts to PS2. Brian Artis. Why is D-Line the only one who pronounces Vocometer correctly? It's kind of a joke. I purposely pronounce it Backometer.
Backometer.
Dreamweaver. This shows MPJ should be staggered with the bench once everyone's healthy. He needs 10 threes a game, and I don't think he gets the looks with the starters.
All right.
Big Honey, Michael Porter Jr. just made another 3.
Did he? Sweet.
Big Honey, are the Nuggets wasting MPJ's career?
Well, we got a championship.
Donnie, guys, do me a favor. Next time you see MPJ, tell him Eric lost faith in him. He needs to see first mini Houston OKC and whoever else.
Tell him.
5-5-5-5-ish. I can't believe we reached the point where Zeke played so good that he didn't play in super garbage time. That's crazy. That's wild.
Yo, we're over the 200-minute mark, boys.
203 minutes, 22 seconds down. Only 351 minutes, 38 seconds.
Oh,
so
God.
5:55.
Picking up steam.
Can we get there?
We're on the way.
We might get there.
We can never
We
get there.
probably won't, but
Yvonne, I'm not negative, but also not optimistic because we didn't address our flaws at the deadline. With this kind of effort on defense, I have some hope.
all right.
Tom Stewart, MPJ is on fire. He really should average 25. He's so good when he's on. Give him the rock. Hope he can keep this up consistently. Love that he looks to get himself involved. Also loving Zeke's redemption arc.
Oh, the piano right there. The victory card.
Nico Perez, MPJ's game has really been influenced by Joker. You can tell he's thinking the game more and even making great passes. Love it.
Mike's man. Can't believe Vogt's not here for the Mike show.
Tom Stewart, new shirts are also fire.
Yeah, they are. Buy it.
Yvonne
Rep it.
again. I will believe MPJ is back if he shows up for his physical teams. Is this like is the super chat's playing a bit on us?
I know.
Like OKC, Wolves, Houston. We need an 8th guy, a big from the bench for the playoffs. Who are our realistic options on the buyout market? We
Maybe
will
tomorrow.
see in the next couple
Maybe
weeks.
tomorrow or something. We'll talk about it.
Buyout
Nuggets
market hasn't matriculated yet.
Also, we'd have to buy out somebody ourselves.
Yeah. We have to buy out to get to the buyout.
Yeah.
Josh Burnett from Down Under. Trades are for bloody losers. Core 4 for life.
That's what we've always said.
Alex, past Zeke hater. Zeke, the defense freak, he's finally free and playing his right role. Cough, cough, Malone, JK, maybe. Trade, no trade, gotta support the Nuggets.
Hey, that's true, man. Trade deadline's passed. Everybody, scream into the void and come back tomorrow with this is the squad.
Yeah.
Root for it or don't.
We're not going to talk trades the rest of the year. Michael Porter Truther, 29-12 last 2 years. Mike has 16+ field goal attempts. Let MPJ shoot.
Yeah.
You guys ready here for Vogt again?
All right, let me brace myself. Make our screen big or the super chat small again so we can see here. All right, let's bring him in from the arena here. Vogt actually asked if he could not do the pressers today and just come back on the show. Let's welcome.
Miss big
There's some
takeaways.
Bangers from the pressers today.
I do have some bangers. I miss big takeaways though, huh? You guys won already? I don't get to go. All right, that's fine. I'll give you guys the quotes. Michael Malone on Michael Porter Jr. He said everyone is looking for him right now. Credit to Michael first, but all of his teammates, all the way down, from Nikola all the way down, everyone knows that Michael Porter has the hot hand right now, and they're just looking for him. So that was fun to hear. He had a great line on Christian Braun, guys. He says, "It is the intangibles that set Christian Braun apart." And it was the intangibles that set Christian Braun apart in high school and in college and now in the NBA. And that's why fans love him. A blue-collar guy, a real Malone line there. So Malone is obviously very thrilled with what he's getting from Christian Braun, and I thought that was a great quote. But actually, guys, my favorite quote from Michael Malone tonight was about Julian Strawther. And look, man, it's some pretty stark juxtaposition from conversation around Julian Strawther just a few hours ago. Obviously, no moves done at the deadline. Strangely enough, we heard from Calvin Booth about 15 minutes before this game tipped off. He did the presser. I'm sure you guys have covered it, but at one point he just talked about how this team probably has about 6 to 7 starters, and after that there's a real drop off. And he talked about Julian as a guy who, as we've said, guys, the defense is something to worry about in the playoffs. So those were some brutally honest quotes from Calvin Booth about Julian Strawther. And Michael Malone was there to pick him up after the game. I asked him about how hard he gets into it when he's coaching Strawther. And he said, well, my biggest thing with Julian tonight was just trying to lift his spirits. I felt he was being overly hard on himself and allowing his lack of shot making to get him down. You could just see it in his body language. And I don't want to see that. He's got to have an next play mentality because he's competing. Julian is trying on the defensive end. He's battling. I hate to see a young player like that get down on himself. So I just told him just now and there, I said, do me a favor, man. Take a deep breath. The sun will come up tomorrow and we'll still need you. And he said, yes, young guys are malleable, and sometimes it requires getting on them. But sometimes it also requires just giving a guy a hug and some love. And my favorite quote of the night on Julian, Malone said, Julian is going to get better, and I am going to help him get there.
Hell yeah, Malone.
So that was awesome. He also, guys, was really impressed with what he saw from Zeke Nnaji again. And I really liked the shout out this time because it certainly can't be veiled as a trade deadline push. Trade deadline is come and gone. Zeke Nnaji is still on this team, and Malone was actually still heaping some praise on him. He said, I've just been so impressed with him. I'm also so happy for him. We also heard from Christian Braun, who was great. Christian Braun was asked about how he's been scoring a lot lately, 18 points per game, I think, for Christian in his last 10. And he said, Christian basically said, I don't care. He said, as long as I'm on the floor and we're winning, those are the only two things I evaluate myself by, which I thought was an absolute banger quote. He was asked about the potential pass off the backboard in the last game. He laughed it off. He said, absolutely not even a little bit.
Really?
I told him about Porter's joke that he doesn't pass in transition, but then said that it's probably for the best. And Christian laughed and said, yeah, I think that is my secret weapon for this team. I think I do it best. And he said, Mike's also really good in transition. We both run well together. And then sometimes if I run, even if I don't get it, it just creates up those open threes for Mike. Christian was told that he is the best transition scorer in all of basketball right now, including Giannis Antetokounmpo. And he said, I play with Nikola and I play with Mike All I have to do is run hard.
That's awesome,
Just a great
man.
quote. Just impossibly
yeah.
humble. And that's actually, I mean, that's really what CB has done in this starting line. It's not that he's an amazing shooter now or that he's got all this sauce to his game. He runs hard, he goes to the right place, and some great playmakers have made life easy for him. We also heard from Michael Porter Jr. Does the rim just look 10 feet wide for you now, was the question. Michael said, I've been making some shots. Fact check, guys. It's true. He has been making some shots. But actually, Porter went on to say, honestly, these are all shots I feel like I should be making. For me, I just want to continue to hunt the easy ones. But like Porter said, I've been scoring a lot because I've been getting a lot of shots. And he's like, look, if I'm shooting that much, I should score a lot. I pride myself on being efficient. Having said that, though, guys, Porter also declined to take it and run with it. Is this his moment? Should he stay this aggressive? Should he be getting more shots? Porter refused to engage with it. He said, we've got too much talent on this team to force shots. There's just no reason to. Maybe sometimes I hit a couple going and I should be more aggressive, but there's just no reason to. And then when he talked about how aggressive he's been in these games, there was a great follow-up question. Should you stay this aggressive when everyone's back and everyone's healthy? And Mike said, what makes our team special is the sacrifice. Roles change when certain guys are in the lineup. It's just natural that when guys who have the ball a lot are out, I pick up my aggressiveness. Is this the best stretch of your career? Mike said. It's only been 3 games. So really, he just is declined. He's not. Porter has higher expectations for some guys than what we've seen in the last 3 games. And it was really cool to see him cool, calm, and collected about it because I'm certainly not internally. I'm having a real great time. I want them to play again tomorrow. When does Mike hoop, guys?
I know, man. I know it. It's great, man. It's great. I'm glad you got to catch these last 2 in person.
I'm having so much fun, guys. So thank you. And actually, one last note. Porter's actually out here right now. Kyle Speller is leading like a family and faith, essentially church service here in Ball Arena. And right after his presser, Porter walked out. They announced him. He sat down in the front row, and now he's actually got the mic and he's speaking to the crowd. So I've actually never seen that before in my years here at Ball Arena. But Porter capping off a really big stretch with something that appears to be among, if not the most important things to him in his life. That's faith and that's family. So just real on the nose, par for the course here for Michael Porter Jr.
Congrats to you, man, for getting to watch it live. Thanks for bringing us all the notes, brother. Look forward to reading what you write.
Pastor
All right,
Kyle.
fellas. See you tomorrow.
He really is a pastor.
All right, last super chats. We did a long show today.
Very long.
It's felt long.
Well, it helped that we were live for an hour earlier.
I've loved every minute of it.
Yeah, it's been a great show. This comes from Fent Jones. Yeah, Mike, you can't tell me we don't need Zeke to get burned, so we have that defensive monster when needed. Dude's been strapping up.
Dude, it has. He's been strapping up.
You know, it's understated how big of a 180 Jokic's mental state and
so
body
true.
language have taken from that road trip. Still wondering what that was about. Hey, I think he just goes through it at points during the season. Yvonne, I hope we win the remaining games till the break, especially versus Suns with toxic atmosphere. But after the break, we need a signature win, especially versus top teams. Then I will believe more in this team. Yvonne, again, my biggest question is, will Murray continue to defer to MPJ when he's needed? I have to see that side of Murray more. Will he get out of the way of the team? He can get his when he really needs that. Kyle M. Hey, Dev.
What up, Kyle?
Amy P. All the Booth boys are good. Team chemistry great.
Booth boys, yeah.
RWK, is it just me or Pickett is actually really solid?
It's not just you, buddy.
It's not just you. It's you and
just
Adam.
you.
Yeah.
There's 2 of y'all.
Yeah.
Zeke has potential to be impactful on defense at the 4. Tyson can actually be.
Kill? Kill wants to go home so bad.
Tyson can actually be a lights out shooter, a major hustler, energy guy. Booth boys, Booth babies.
All right, that's the Booth
Diz.
babies, maybe.
Weird how when the Nuggets went with a playoff rotation over that losing streak, they looked way worse. Very weird. I agree. Yvonne, I like this version of Michael. Don't trade me Porter Jr. He can be a version of Clay when he's hot. Continue to feed him. Don't run away from him. James Jimmy Julian has a higher effective field goal percentage this season than all but 2 of Murray's seasons. That's crazy. He's an off-ball bench scorer, not a starting PG. Okay?
All right.
Kafka Jones, if we can give that much effort on defense going forward, I have a lot more confidence in what we can accomplish during the postseason.
First of all, this was always a lock. there's regular season defense. There's like December defense.
Yeah.
The Nuggets, unfortunately, are not athletic enough or just talented enough to be good on defense without trying. But they are starting to try more, and I do have faith that their defense will be good. Will it be great? We'll find out. But I do think it's not as bad as it's looked.
Totally. FBCA, Ben Simmons buyout. Jokic makes him great. Like Will Barton?
Westbrook.
No, they can't sign Ben Simmons. He's making too much money.
Yeah.
Clarence, is Zeke the 3-and-D we've been missing? Maybe not the 3.
And he hasn't. They haven't been missing him. They've had him all along.
Tommy. 55555, ye old exquisite honey truthers burner from down under. What?
That was a lot in
Let's
there.
get out of here.
That was a lot of them. Hit that
Thanks
outro
for
music,
listening.
Cal. Guys, if you want to know our draft thought or our trade deadline thoughts, we did a full hour of show today on the trade deadline as it happened. You can fast forward to get our reaction. You obviously have this one tonight. We're going to have articles up. Vogt had an article about the Comcast news. He's going to have another one up, I'm sure, he had one about Michael Porter. He's probably going to have another one about Michael Porter.
Yeah, definitely.
Almost certainly. And then, of course, our shirt. You
Buy
guys don't
it,
want to miss
please.
it. Become a diehard. Hop in the Discord with us. We've been hanging out there. Wynn did a whole Q&A in there. I was just sharing my thoughts during the game. Hopped in there a little bit earlier as well to talk to folks. We're doing it more and more. So all the more reason for you to become a diehard member of DNVR. You can hang out with us, and we'll do more and more stuff. Hit that like button on the way out. We'll see you tomorrow.
We all silly like the mayor.